Thanks, Adrian. So I have agenda here today for everyone to look at. We're going to start by going over some collection call tips that should really help you out to um, get organized on your collection calls and be able to collect that cash faster. Then we're going to go over what exactly collection call management is, how Anytime Collect can help you with your collection call management, and then we have a short demo video for you guys to watch. So collection call tip number 1, get organized. Before ever making a collection call, you need to make sure you have the right materials in front of you and a goal in mind, whether that is to collect on past due invoices or help the customer set up a payment plan. This will ensure that your collection call is quick and efficient. It won't look great to your customer if you call them and you don't even know what invoice you're calling about, so you want to get organized with a few materials in front of you. For example, invoices you're calling about, any supporting documents, proof of delivery, purchase orders, notes from any prior collection calls or emails. You'll want to have a customer account status such as past payment history. And this may sound cheesy, but you might want to put on a smile before you make that call because a customer can recognize your mood in your voice, and you're a representative of your company and the customer service. Collection call tip number 2, inform your customers. If you're calling an accounts payable representative at a company, they'll probably be working with a lot of invoices. So if you call and just mention the invoice, they probably won't remember what you're talking about. Remind them and give them as much detail as possible, including the invoice number, the invoice date, the due date, and ask them about expected payment. Stop and listen. So this is the most important part of a collection call. You can tell a lot about whether the payment is going to be fulfilled based off of what a customer is saying and how they're saying it. If it seems like the customer is stumbling over their words, you may need to be sure to pay a lot of attention to this account. If they start giving excuses or say they can't pay, you know you need to work something out with that customer, maybe come up with a payment plan so that you can collect as quickly as possible. Collection call tip number 4, take notes. Always take notes on a collection call. We all get busy every day at work, so there's no way you can remember every single phone call that you make. Customers don't want you to call them and ask where you left off. They shouldn't have to remember that. And this will look like you don't really care that much about collecting your money. Taking notes will keep you organized and on top of every past due account. Collection call tip number 5, have prepared responses. More than often that we would like, customers give us excuses for why they can't pay on their invoices. Be prepared to deal with these excuses. Oftentimes, a customer will say they never received the invoice. If you get this excuse, you can have them stay on the phone while you send them another email and confirm they received it. If a customer says that there is an issue with the invoice and that's why they can't pay, fix the issue while you're still on the phone with them and try to get a hold of them later, instead of trying to get a hold of them later. And collection call tip number 6, always follow up. As soon as you're done with your collection call, you can send an email recapping what you discussed, including any promises they made to pay. If after your first collection call you haven't received payment, call them again. In this call, you'll want to remind them of their promises to pay and ask again why they haven't. Remind them of the consequences of non-payment, even if that's reporting to credit bureaus or possible legal action. So collection call management. A lot of the issues that you run into in collection calls and the tips that we just gave can be resolved using collection call management software. A lot of the times we don't have the time to make those follow-up calls or send those follow-up emails. So with collection call management software, you don't have to spend any of that time getting organized for a collection call because all the invoice numbers, past payment history, account information, due dates, and supporting documents are all on one screen. Collection call management system allows you to store prepared responses in the system for tricky collection call situations that you hadn't had a chance to prepare for. And you don't need to take notes when the call is recorded and transcribed for you. So we were just talking about recording those calls. Possessing a recording of your phone conversation has benefits from transparency to eliminating excuses for non-payments and accountability. The accountability is not just for the collection representatives, but for the customer as well. If they call and say that they never received that invoice, but you had a former conversation with them where you sent it to them and they confirmed that they received it, you have verbal proof about what the customer had said. It improves accountability because there is no longer a he said, she said situation when you have that recording of the last phone call. It also improves transparency in the accounts receivable department. If a collection rep is off on vacation or isn't in the office, whoever is filling in can hear exactly where they have left off with their customers before you have to make that follow-up call. So the Anytime Collect call management system, we have a picture on the screen of where you can make calls out of the system. And all you have to do is click that make a call button, and it calls the customer that that's listed. And this screen is available for every account that is in the collection call system. So you can actually work through a prioritized list based off of who needs the call most, what accounts have the most past due. Once you make the call, it sends out to the customer, and that entire phone call conversation is recorded and transcribed back into the system. So you not only have a recording of it, but you also have a complete transcription in the notes. And that also works for inbound calls. So if a customer were to call you, they will be given an automated phone system that allows them to check their past payment history, check how much is currently due, find out anything about open invoices, and also then they can connect with you if they need anything else, where your conversation with them is then again recorded and transcribed. So we have customers using this right now where their time spent on the phone has been cut in half because they're not fielding calls from customers asking how much is due on their invoice. That is told to them through this automated system. So we're going to look right now at a video demo of this phone call management system. And the video is going to start off with the outbound call. So on this left-hand side of the screen, this would be the collection representative taking the notes, creating a communication before they make that phone call. And on the right side of the screen, you can see their phone.
It's 100-57314 for $100. All right, I can send that over later today. Great, thanks, Lindsay. Okay, Dave. Bye. Customer has hung up. Do you want to take the transcript? Yes. Was the call successful? Yes. Call test has been marked as successful. Goodbye. After the call was ended, if you open up the communication, you're going to see the transcript over on the left and also the attachment of the recording if you click on the attachments now.
So now this is going to be a customer calling in on the right-hand side.
Thank you for calling Anytime Collect. For quality assurance, your call may be recorded and monitored. Hello, we noticed you were calling from 330-942-2821. Are Are you inquiring about the account associated with this number? Yes. Please say or press which of the options you are looking for. Current balance or 1. Last. Your current balance is USD 82.50. Say or press one of the following options. Current balance or 1. Last payment or 2. Last. Your last payment of $123 and 75 cents was received on August 2nd, 2016. Say or press one of the following options. Current balance or 1. Last payment or 2. Last invoice or 3. Speak. I'm sorry, we could not find your last invoice. Say or press one of the following options. Current balance or 1. Last payment or 2. Last invoice or 3. Speak to agent or 4. Please wait while we connect you to the agent. Press pound if you want to cancel the call. Thank you for calling Anytime Clients. How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling about a credit memo I need a copy of. What company are you with? I am calling from Myers Services. All right, I can send that over today. Great, thank you.
So that is our phone call management system, and if you have any questions about it, I can answer that, and that sums up our presentation.
Thank you, Lindsay, so much for that. I see a couple questions here. I'd like to take a look and see. So how is this implemented? Do you help us implement this, Lindsay?
Yes, so with the Anytime Collect system, there's a lot more features that exist within Anytime Collect beyond the phone call management system. But we simply just flip this feature on, and then you are also able to get a greeting. So at the beginning you heard when the customer called in, it said, "Thank you for calling Anytime Collect. This call may be recorded for quality assurance." We can set that up for you based on what greeting you would like, and then we'll show you how to use the system as well.
And we are using Epicor Enterprise. Do you have an integration?
We actually partner with Epicor, and that's actually called Epicor Cash Collect. So we have a direct integration with them. You can go through your CAM to talk about Epicor Cash Collect.
And then what's the cost associated with this, Lindsay?
So we have a couple different cost options. We have an Express Edition, a Standard Edition, and an Enterprise Edition. The Standard Edition is where you'll get this feature, and the Enterprise Edition, we don't have it currently available for Express. If you're interested, we can send some pricing sheets over because the different features available in Standard will change the pricing. But if you're doing subscription, it can be around $150 a month per user.
And how would this work with QuickBooks or Acumatica or any of the Sage products? Is it similar? Do we purchase through the vendor like Epicor, or?
For Sage or QuickBooks or Acumatica, you can purchase that through us, and we do have direct integrations to all of those right now, and we do have customers currently using them.
And then we have a question from Nathaka. Thank you so much. I am the only collection person in my company. I use my cell phone to contact customers. Will I be able to get that service as well?
Yes. So as you saw on the right-hand side of the screen, it was an iPhone that we were using. So when you press that make a call button from the computer, it actually connects to your cell phone. And then for the inbound calls, you obviously don't want, everyone calling like tons of customers calling your cell phone. Um, so we will actually assign a number to you, and that will be your designated accounts receivable phone number. And the customers will call that number, and it will recognize it and send it over to you, to connect that customer to you.
And just to remind everybody, you have a question mark button right on your webinar pane next to your name. If you click on that question mark button, a dialog box will open up where you can key in your question, and I will announce your question for Lindsay.
And there are a ton of other features within Anytime Collect that are useful, especially, the person who is the only person in the collections department. There's automated emails that get sent out. You can pick a specific timeline for when you want follow-up emails to go out, statements, invoices, so that you're only setting that up once and those emails are continually going out to customers. There's an online bill pay portal where customers can go in and self-serve their payments. They can go in and use a credit card or ACH payments, so you're not having to take those over the phone. There's a lot of really great features that will make the entire collections process a lot easier.
And Lindsay, just my curiosity, do you guys have any relationships with like Avid Exchange or any AP automation systems on the outset?
We don't currently.
Okay. And just so everybody knows, we are recording this webinar. And Lindsay, do you have a contact information?
I do. My email address is, should I type it out for people, put in the chat box?
We could just announce it, and we're also
Okay.
we're also sending the contact information and a follow-up email along with the recording of this presentation. So keep a lookout for that. It will come from me, Adrian at erpvar.com. And we have a question.
And my email.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, you do? My email for everyone, it's LObrien, OBRIEN, at e2btek.com.
And we have a question here. Looks like, do you have relationships with credit card processing companies, and how does that work if we want to take a credit card?
Yeah, so we work with Sage Payments, and we also work with SoluPay. SoluPay has relationships with and can integrate to really any ERP or business software, and their processing fees are about half of what Sage Payments is, or some of the bigger names out there, and they can process payments globally. They have set up accounts down in Australia. We've been talking to them about Bangkok, all of these different countries that we can accept payments from. And that's how the online bill pay would work.
And just a question that comes to my mind, Lindsay. What if they already have their own credit card processor that they use internally?
We can still work with them. We just usually suggest SoluPay just because they have been able to beat so many of those processing fees. But we're happy to work with whoever someone already has in place for that.
Perfect. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions, and we'll just hang on the line here for a little bit and wait for a question. We did finish up a little early here. That was nice and quick and effective, Lindsay.
Good. And if anyone needs any more of these collection call tips or any type of collection tips, our website is a great resource. We have about 30 white papers out there that go over different tips for different processes. We have email templates for emails, collection emails that you would send out. Great resource to look at.
And Lindsay, if you want to provide those to me,
Hmm.
a link to those folders, I can offer that in the follow-up email too.
Okay.
So I'm not seeing any more questions. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to join us today. And Anytime Collect is just a vast resource of educational information as well for collections. And Lindsay, how long have you guys been in business doing this?
Since 2008 is when we created the product. So it's been almost 10 years. Next year we'll be celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
So you've been able to understand the problems associated with collections and hone in on them, and you offer lots of nice material to educate your audience,
Right.
even if they don't
Yeah,
purchase. It's
right. Yeah, and on our website you can create a membership that's free so that you can get access to every um, resource that we have out there.
With that said, I'm going to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Stay safe and take a look to your email for the follow-up with the recording and contact information for Anytime Collect and Lindsay. And with that said, well, thank you so much. Everyone have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.